Noxcrew!
Welcome back, guys. It's Avondale here again, and oh no, it's a haunted tiki mask. Ooh.
You still delivered that line better than Noxite did. There we go.
Oh no, it's Niall, and he's
Hey,
wearing the not a pumpkin again. Great.
Oh, am I? Whoops.
Yep.
Hang on, let me just... I'll put on a headband.
There.
How
Of
does that
the
look?
well, it looks like you look a lot more victorious than you looked before you put that on. Get it? Because it's yellow, and you've lost every game show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like I've ever contributed to that, though.
I guess. Okay, so anyways...
I'm amazing in playtests.
Anyways, we are here at the Blocksket Beach lobby, which is so beautifully decorated. We're outside in the nice fresh air and sunshine. The server saved
This
the
is a
world,
great
so
build,
everyone
yeah.
rejoice. And yeah,
Thanks.
so I have a little demonstration set up here, so let's just grab, I don't know, an orange wool. Sounds great. So what I'm going to demonstrate here is the difference between our original Blocksket Games mechanic here and our new and improved one over here. So, in the original one, it was a part of the game that there was basically a way that you could make a basket but not score. So if you see it there, you'll see that it's laying up against this glass, didn't count. In the new one, we actually changed it and we added stairs on the inside here, and there's hoppers underneath all of these stairs. And so now when you throw it over to the edge, the hoppers pick it up through the stairs because the stairs are only a half block above. So, what's the point of this? Oh, you got a chair. That's nice. The point of this...
Don't mind me. I'm just chilling.
The point of this is that originally we told people in the original version that if that happens, it legitimately doesn't count, and you have to pick the wool up through here. We didn't like that mechanic, but we thought it was necessary. On the old system, if you didn't make it straight into the middle, it would miss, and we would probably 40 or 60% of the baskets that people made through the hoop at the top wouldn't count into the hopper, so they wouldn't count as a score. Now, on this new system, during testing, we did see 3 or 4 instances of the ball going into the hoop but not actually getting registered in the redstone. It was so rare, though. It was probably 95 to 98% of the baskets actually counted. And during the episode, there was a blue basket that was one of those, 2 to 5% that didn't actually count. And
Yep.
the players were actually told during the rules ceremony before this that had the potential to happen. However, you guys, even if you watched the point of views of the contestants, you wouldn't have seen the whole... rules session because we had something interesting happen during that, didn't we?
Oh my goodness, yeah. So basically, initially, RPMX wasn't going to be on the game show. He was a sub-in contestant. I believe it was him. And he was under the impression that going on the Noxcrew Gameshow was shooting like a Minecraft minigame video. You hop on a server, you record for 15 minutes, and hey, you've made a cool video. No, this is like a 3-4 hour slog. It's difficult, it's tiring, it's a lot of fun, and it's amazing, and everyone loves it at the end. But it didn't really schedule for that, and he had a flight to go to in he had to leave in 3 hours, and we were like, oh. The fastest that we've ever managed to playtest everything was 3 hours. This is.
And that didn't even include any of the interview times or anything.
No.
So we had that dropped on us at the beginning of the recording session. So everyone was already a little on edge, saying we have to do this as fast as possible. And we start the Blocksket Beach rules ceremony, and all of a sudden we noticed that one of the people, we believe it was Deadlocks, right?
It could have been Deadlocks.
We think it was Deadlocks. It was one of the yellow team members just went AFK. And we noticed this because, they stopped moving. We were telling the rules, and all of a sudden there's a guy that just hasn't moved, hasn't said anything. And he was AFK for at least a half an hour, with everyone just sitting around, not knowing what was going on, not knowing if he was coming back, if he had died at his computer. Nobody really knew.
furiously tweeting at him, trying to find out if we knew his phone number or his Skype, or could we like send the mailman around to see if he hadn't had a heart attack, or it was scary.
It was so stressful, and that's why you guys didn't see the entire rule ceremony. We did tell them that bit of the rules. However, it didn't make it into any of those videos because it was right in the middle of that gigantic AFK spell. So there's a bit of behind-the-scenes trivia. So now that you guys know that, I've been flying you guys around so you can see some of the scenery. That a lot of it did make it into the episode, but some of it didn't. So yeah, I'll show off the jet skis here.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Actually, during that AFK session, I did have this really, really enjoyable just improv session with Ant Venom, and it's one of those things that like the the helper bots are here to do. Like, we do a whole lot of writing beforehand about things that we can say when we need to fill the air. We write scripts. We basically, whenever the helper bots are standing still during an episode, it's because we're copying and pasting something from a Google Doc, putting it into chat, and then like actually saying it, and occasionally breaking it up into 2 or 3 parts so we can make it fit into the chat. So that was one of those sessions where I just had to kind of like start making stuff up to keep the contestants entertained.
All right. Okay, so we'll talk about a couple things about the actual game. We've already mentioned sort of what happened with Blue not scoring that 1 point, but we will talk about a couple other things now. So I'm going to grab a flint from my inventory, and thanks to Vaxuite's wonderful coding abilities, our Game Show Tool plugin had a flint right-click option to play the whistle sound. Now, I actually have a resource pack with the whistle sound edited out because after the episode we told everyone else how to make the whistle sound, but during the episode I was the only person besides Vaxuite and Noxite who knew how to make the whistle sound. That was because you don't tell
Which was a wise decision.
Exactly, you don't tell a room full of kids playing a game
tell the Noxcrew
how to make a noise. And so yeah, it was me right-clicking with a whistle, with a flint even during the middle of it. The flint was textured invisible in most of the texture packs. And actually, some more trivia for you. If you watch real carefully, there was 1 or 2 of the cameras who didn't have the most updated texture pack during filming, and you can actually see me holding a Jollycraft flint piece in my hand during the middle of that episode. So there's some trivia. Now, you'll see here this game actually did have ice under the carpets. That was literally to speed the game up. If you sprint and run and jump around here, you run so fast. And they did figure out during the middle of the game that if you were jumping, you had way more potential to get knocked off the platform than you would if you were just running around flat on the carpet. So it was interesting to see the strategies sort of develop throughout this game based on, the people's experience playing it just then.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just compass down through the floor, and we'll have a look at the redstone. This is the control room of Blocksket Beach, and there's like a control room on every game. This one just happens to be under the actual arena.
Yep, and it's pretty simple. It just includes, a sorting system here to make sure we get the balls through. There's some extra balls laying there at the end of the line. This is the junk chest where people have thrown other stuff in.
I actually built this, I want to say. This was probably my only major contribution to redstone.
You did. You learned how to do a sorting system yourself. And I only changed 2 things the next day when I got on. So you did a pretty good job. Only had to change 2 things, but it worked. It worked great. And, this is all the logic of the game. This red or orange stained clay thing here was just a temporary addition to hook that button up. We actually just used that when we were filming the rule video. And then down here, the last thing I want to show is how the scoreboard numbers actually changed up in the air. These are all test for commands. So if you look at this player selector here, it's looking for blue team people who have a BB score equal to 0. And so when it would run the scoreboard update, it would just place a redstone block here. So I'll grab one out and stick it there. That would delete itself and then run through, and it would look for people with that score, and then it would give a positive output when it found people with that score and then change the number. and all it did to change the number, these are all command blocks in the shape of an 8, which I think you can sort of see here. And where it needed to place a wool block, it just set it to wool, and where it needed to place an air block, it set it to air, and that made the changes up above. Now, the reason it took so many command blocks to do that, of course, was because this is all running on 1.7. If you look here, it's 1.7.2 in the top left of your screen is the client that we're using to record this. And so we couldn't use clone, which, oh, let me tell you, when we go to 1.8 for Gameshow, we are going to be able to do some cool stuff with our games. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about before we leave this game and head on to the next one is that we were aware of the first player on the server being able to pick up the ball first. However, we didn't think that it would affect gameplay, and I still think to this day that it didn't actually affect the gameplay on the night. And the reason for that is you get the ball back from the player when you smack him out of the arena. And so if Ant Venom just had the ball the entire time, you know, just hit him out and then you'll get the ball back. It's not that big of a deal. Admittedly, he was the MVP. He was the only person who was able to score goals for his team, but if you look at the other teams, Sky was the only person who put the ball in the net for them, and with a little bit more clutch shooting on their part, they actually could have tied or won the game because they missed a lot of shots, and
we were so worried at this point that like Yellow Team was just going to run away with it again, which we really didn't want, but luckily it turns out they were really two evenly matched teams.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. And one thing to remember, you know, yeah, they could have made more baskets, but at the same time, they were introduced to this game, well, in this case, 40 minutes before they played it, so they really didn't have any experience practicing it or anything. And,
yeah,
I don't know, hopefully someday we'll get to show off some videos of us playing these games, just as a comparison to, you know, sort of how somebody would play it their first time seeing it versus how, you know, one of us who's played it a bunch of times has done it. All right, and okay, one last thing before we'll go. You want to hit the button, Niall?
Yeah, I totally want to hit the button.
And there it is. The ball gets tossed in. Simple falling sand command. That's in vanilla Minecraft 1.7. Check it out, guys. Okay, so that's it for Blocksket Beach. We're just gonna go ahead and take our yacht and we're gonna sail on over to Lockdown, so we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Insert boat sound effect here.
Brum, 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 brum.
Splash noises. Seagulls. What else? Maybe
dolphin. And lobster in the water. Oh wow. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh geez, we're still recording. Hey guys. Bye.
Oh, I totally didn't see you there.
Set up here, so let's just grab, I don't know, orange wool. Sounds great. So what I'm going to demonstrate here is the difference between our original Blocksket Games mechanic here and our new and improved one over here. So in the original one, it was a part of the game that there was basically a way that you could...
I've ever contributed to that, though.
I guess. Okay, so anyways...
I'm amazing in playtests.
Anyways, we are here at the Blocksket Beach lobby, which is so beautifully decorated. We're outside in the nice fresh air and sunshine. The server saved the world, so everyone rejoice. And yeah,
thanks.
So I have a little demonstration. welcome back, guys. It's Avondale here again, and oh no, it's a haunted tiki mask. Ooh.
You still delivered that line better than Noxcrew did. There we go.
Oh no, it's Niall, and he's
Hey,
wearing the make a basket but not score. So if you see it there, you'll see that it's laying up against this glass. Didn't count. In the new one, we actually changed it and we added stairs on the inside here, and there's hoppers underneath all of these stairs. And so now when you throw it over to the edge, the hoppers pick it up through the stairs because the stairs are only a half block. Not a pumpkin again. Great.
Oh, am I? Whoops.
Yep.
Hang on, let me just... I'll put on the headband.
There.
How does that look?
Well, it looks like you look a lot more victorious than you looked before you put that on. Get it? Because it's yellow and you've lost every game show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like